stopping by to visit. You're probably wondering what I'm doing in here. Do I look like the type that would end up in a place like this, behind bars in an orange jumpsuit? Well, do I? Yeah? Well, all right, fair enough. But I'll tell you, I didn't start out that way. I was the kind of guy that minded my own business. I worked hard. I paid my bills, my taxes. I called my mother. Bowled a few frames and drank a few beers with the guys sometimes. I had the occasional date, but mostly I had my work. My work kept me busy, and I was good at it. I was the guy you called when you were looking for something. I could usually find it. I wasn't, psychic or nothing, just, intuitive. I wasn't ever gonna get rich, but it was a private investigator. Then, well, that's what I'm gonna tell you about today. I was on a pro bono job. Helen had called me a few days before, distraught. Distraught's not the word. She was upset. The word. She was concerned. Whatever. She needed an ear to listen. Things were off with Antoine. He had been especially irritable lately. The smallest thing could make him furious. She'd say something like,
"Hey, if you have a chance today, would you mind tidying up the kitchen a bit?"
And then Antoine would be like,
"You don't think I'm capable of being a man, do you? Nothing's ever good enough, is it, Helen? I try real hard and do everything, and do you notice? No. Then I forget to do something, or I don't do something your way. And I'm some kind of jerk. Well, let me tell you something. You can only push a man so far, Helen. One of these days you're going to wake up and I'm not going to be there, and then we'll see how you like it."
She didn't tell me the details of their conversation. I'm just trying to provide a little color, make things interesting, you see. By the way, I'm Dan. Dan Aubergine. Nice to meet you. Yes, I know aubergine means eggplant. You're very clever, thank you. So, back to the pro bono thing with Helen. I was trailing Antoine. Antoine was definitely fooling around. I had tailed him to the Red Roof the day before around lunchtime, where he had a discreet little rendezvous with a redhead and a pantsuit thing. Thing is, they closed the curtains, so I didn't have definitive proof of what was happening in that room. They could have been playing the game of life or something. I got some good photos of them entering and leaving 20 minutes later, but I needed more. Something concrete to show to Helen. A kiss, some little sign of affection between them. I had my pictures, so I could have quit right then and there and let Helen take over. She probably could show them to him and get a confession, but I liked Helen, and I never liked Antoine so much. So I thought I'd put in a little extra effort. So, I go to Antoine's place of work. He's a curator at the Modern Art Museum. His lady friend is a docent. I put on a disguise because Antoine knows me. As I'm watching Antoine and his lady friend have a nice long kiss right off the bat, I get my damning photograph of the illicit affair and I'm off to prepare my final report for Helen. And that's when it happened. I was going through the hallowed one-spot room on my way out. What's the one spot? It's what they call contemporary art. Made by a guy named Elias Dutoit in 1995. It's a little blue paper dot in a giant white room. I'm probably the only one in the world who doesn't go absolutely nuts for this thing. I didn't even know it existed. so I'm probably not the one who should be explaining it. I'll play you the song. You'll probably recognize it. It was #1 on the charts in '95. Sung by all the big celebrities, like a We Are the World type thing. You know, Fred Schneider, Gwen Stefani, Eddie Vedder, Bob Dylan, Alanis Morissette, the guy from Tripping Daisy, the guy from Nada Surf, the guy from Bush. Of a small blue spot detached in space, it's a metaphor, you know, like the earth in the universe, lost and lonely, but not alone. after the pro bono Helen job, I get a call.
Mr. Abergee, yeah, this is Sergeant Officer down at the precinct. Yeah, she's fine. Thanks for asking. Oh, yeah, the little monsters are good too. Hey, listen, we got a little problem down here. Thought maybe you could help us out a little again, you know. Yes, I understand we've been keeping you very busy lately. It's just that we've been short-staffed and, well, hey, listen, Dan, have you seen the paper this morning? Okay, well, let me fill you in. You know that amazing art piece down at the Museum of Modern Art? The one spot? No? Hello? Dan? I mean, where have you been the last 20 years? You don't know the one spot? Okay. Look, I don't even like most art, but that piece, sometimes I just go down there after work, I sit in the corner, stare at the spot. For hours, I get some good thinking done down there, just looking at the one spot. Anyway, not anymore, Dan. Some bastard stole it. Made off with it in broad daylight. Everybody's just tore up about it. The phone's been ringing. People are crying, sobbing. I've been referring them to grief counselors. You know, it's not much, that little one spot, but it means an awful lot to a lot of people. Me too, you know? We gotta find this guy quick, or I don't know what's gonna happen. Dan, looting, violence, destruction. The works, man. All of us down here at the station, we're gonna take turns on him with the bar, soap, and a sock when we get him alone, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, it's like that thing with the Catholics, you know, you got your venial sins, and you got your mortal sins. Some crimes are forgivable, Dan, but no, this one, no way. That's why I called you.
Okay. So, what do we know, Sergeant? Museum of Modern Art, okay. Right around 11:44 in the afternoon. Well, hang on, wait a minute. Yesterday, I was there. You know, I must have left, just after him. Oh yeah? You got it on video? Well, hey, you know, maybe I'll recognize him. I'll tell you what, I got a tiny little errand to run, and then I'll be down there in 30 or so. We're gonna get this guy. The tiny little errand I mentioned was going to meet Helen. The pro bono thing. I got a soft spot for Helen. I'm not gonna lie, I might have been in love with her. We were friends from college. We went out a couple times back then, but I forgot to call it a date or something, so we just became friends. I always thought I'd be the next, after she broke up with whoever she was with at the time, but then Antoine happened. He was nice enough, but I didn't trust him. Probably because I was in love with his fiancée. I was at their wedding. I brought a date, Rose. She got mad and left after I danced with the bride. At that point, I was more or less over Helen, but Rose could see the residuals, I guess, and that was enough. Now, who knows? Maybe I'll be next after Antoine, assuming they split. If I gave you some advice, if I told you what I think you should do, would you listen with an open mind, or cover your ears and say, I can't hear you? I'm not a casual observer, I'm not an impartial voice, but if you're thinking of leaving him, I'd like to be your next choice. I don't think he's right for you, you should go. It's time, can I be the next in line? I got symmetrical features, I got a full head of hair, only a few extra pounds and I can suck them in and hold them there. I got a mind like yours, a heart
Dan.
Helen, I don't want to draw this out any longer than necessary. He's seeing someone, redhead girl. You can see for yourself if you like.
Who is she? Tell me.
Well, she works at the museum with Antoine. She's a docent, whatever that is. She's cute, but she's no Helen.
Honestly, this isn't a surprise. I mean, yeah, I'm upset. Antoine's a bastard. But Antoine and I have known that this wasn't going to work out for the past 6 months. It was only a question of who cheated first. He won, I guess. Or maybe we both won. The thing is, the news came right at the same time as the One Spot news. I love that damn blue spot almost as much as I loved Antoine. I remember, in better times, when Antoine and I were first together, I used to get off work an hour before Antoine and I could go to the museum and wait for him to finish up. Just sit there with the One Spot like a friend on a road trip, enjoying each other's company. This sounds crazy, but it's like it had a soul. A little blue, round soul. And you know, I thought I was in love with Antoine. But I think it was the One Spot that enabled that love. It said, go on, Helen, go on. You know, see what happens. And I did, and well, here we are now. But there were good times too. And now, that whole world, my whole world, is missing. Antoine, gone. The One Spot, gone. Me, I'm here, but not whole.
God, I'm so sorry to break the news. I guess I've been missing out on the art scene these past few years. This is the first I've heard of that piece, but you know, listen, I'm on the case of the theft actually, and I just spoke with Sergeant Officer. I could use your help. Come down to the station with me. It'll take your mind off of this Antoine stuff for a bit, and maybe you can help me figure out who took it.
Yeah, come in.
Afternoon, Sergeant. This is Helen. She'll be working with me on this case.
Nice to meet you, Sergeant.
Call me officer, please. And thank you for coming down. Hey, have a seat. All right. So check out the stills to this video I got. All right. Yeah, you can see right here and there. Yep. The perp was disguised. It was obviously premeditated. Yeah, he had some kind of special mechanism that adhered the One Spot to his shoe as he walked past. Boy, it must have been some kind of device too. Look how fast he's moving. He's wearing sunglasses and a hoodie and a beanie cap and a dark jacket. You know, it's not much to go on. He could be anyone. All we know, Dan, is that he's a generally nondescript, white or Hispanic, with no facial hair, male, between 5'9" and 5'11". You know anybody that matches that at the description there?
Let me interrupt here for a minute, folks. It was me. And it was at this point that I realized it. And as I casually lifted up my right shoe, I saw it stuck right there to the bottom on the special mechanism. A piece of double-mint gum. Helen saw me do this and gasped. Ooh, yeah, ooh.
I know.
Oh.
Look, Dan, I know exactly what you're thinking. It could be anyone, right?
Yeah,
Right. I mean, it's gonna be a tough one, Dan. I hope you're up for it.
we'll see. Like you said, it could be anyone.
Right, but You were there yesterday. What do you think? This guy look familiar?
Oh, I was there yesterday. Couldn't. No.
Okay, well, think about it and see what you can dig up. Look, people are freaking out about this. So, no pressure, Dan, but the sooner the better. Give us your leads and we'll help you track them down.
Yeah, sure thing, officer. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for your help. And Helen, it was so nice to meet you. I'm glad Dan's hired another investigator. You know, he's a very busy man. You never know what all he's up to, am I right?
That's what I'm quickly figuring out.
Candace Biggs, Channel 4 News. Following the development of the heartbreaking story of the one-spot theft, we go now to a live press conference with Elias Dutoit, the artist behind the masterpiece.
Thank you. This morning at 11:44 a.m., my celebrated piece, The One Spot, cherished and loved by everyone, was ripped from America's teats and kidnapped by a heartless sociopath. As a society, we must always be moving forward towards a better world. Selfish actors such as this erase our forward progress and turn us around to stare at the abyss of the dark ages. I can feel the world slowly slipping to the cruel barbarism of our past, and we will continue to lose ground until this monster is caught and the one spot is returned to its home. Please, I ask for all of your help. Mankind is depending on it. Thank you.
Mr. Dutoit!
Mr.
I have a
Detroit!
question, Mr. Dutoit.
Dutoit, and yes, you, Miss Biggs.
Mr. Dutoit, is there anything you want to say to the thief?
Yes, in fact, there is. In the beginning there was my creation. It was good. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness over the surface of the deep. And my spirit breathed life. I gave it to you. Life. You took life from my own womb. I gave it purpose,
News. I'm Candace Biggs.
It was you!
It was me. I mean, I had no idea. It's been on the bottom of my shoe this whole time. I was wearing that getup yesterday because I was trailing Antoine. Otherwise, they would have recognized me in there. Here, will you help me get it off my shoe?
Well, why don't you turn yourself in?
No way.
They wouldn't charge you with anything.
Okay, first of all, they're rioting in the streets out there. It's chaos. Once they found out who took it, even if it's accidental, that guy is toast. Trust me, I want it back where it belongs as much as they do, but I gotta figure out a way to survive this.
Well, what if you turned it in anonymously?
Well, that could work, but then my career would be over. The police would never hire me again, and I can't go around chasing cheating husbands the rest of my life. Those gigs don't pay anything.
Hey!
Well, besides, if I work this right, I could become the go-to guy for art theft. A nice niche.
But you're the one who stole it.
A technicality. Look, I'm gonna make this right and quick. I haven't done anything wrong yet. We're just discussing alternatives here. If there's a way to make things okay while protecting my reputation, then that's the option I'm gonna choose. I mean, Helen, you see these people out here in the streets, they're gonna string me up for sure.
People are reasonable. They'd understand. Give them a chance.
Yes, people are reasonable. Mobs are another thing.
I think you're making a mistake.
For now, let's try to catch this monster. Where do we start?
Well, Professor Harrison is giving a lecture on contemporary art, specifically as it pertains to the One Spot at 3 o'clock today. We should go. Maybe we'll get some ideas.
Professor Harrison?
You don't know. It's been all anyone is talking about since the theft. They had to move the venue to the football stadium to fit everyone. Professor Harrison's the premier contemporary art authority. And you know how people turn to their pastors and priests when there's been a tragic loss of life. Professor Harrison is a priest of sorts, consoling art fans whenever a piece has been defaced or stolen.
Seriously? I mean, you know, I love modern and contemporary art as much as the next guy. You've seen all the Mondrian prints in my living room, but I think I'm capable of dealing with the grief without needing a counselor.
Part of it is knowing that we're all in this together. And I think grieving is easier when you have others to console and be consoled by. And you, being the culprit, should probably be the head consoler.
Fine by me. Let's go.
Yes, I know. Patricia, you're my agent. You should be a little more empathetic. This has nothing to do with money or business. You're not an artist. You wouldn't understand what it's like. My pieces are my children, Patricia, and one of them was just kidnapped. My own flesh, ripped from my embrace. Well, not literally. I'm just trying to explain what I'm going through here. I don't care how many commissions for new work we're getting right now. Imagine your dog died, Patricia. And as soon as you told me, I said, well, why don't you just go get a new one? I can't work in these conditions. My heart has a hole in it. I've lost my inspiration, my muse. Listen, just tell them they'll have to wait. I don't care how much they're offering. I gotta go. The Harrison thing is on, okay? Bye.
Bring it! Joan Moreau, Jackson Pollock, Rothko, Crowley, Cootie, Newman, and the rest of the collective abstract expressionists. You look at their sometimes giant canvases, and at first it doesn't look like much, especially compared to their 19th century forefathers. Realism presents a scene with near photographic clarity, not a whole lot of imagination is required. Its beauty lies in its accuracy. In contrast to the late 19th century, starting with Impressionism, Degas, Rene, Renoir, etc., more and more is left to the viewer's imagination. In the early 20th century, we see Kazimir Malevich painting his famous monochrome square canvases. But people are critical. After all, it's just a colored canvas. Critics remarked that paintings such as these left the viewer alone, lost in the desert. Kelevich, as you all know, took this as a compliment. He felt the desert was filled with the spirit of non-objective feeling. But the desert is full of the intentions of the viewer. Whereas before you looked at a painting and you saw a landscape, and only that landscape, one could look at a Malevich piece and see a forest, or an industrial factory, or a self-portrait. The possibilities are endless. In a way, he's providing a canvas for our imagination. The natural progression of art in the 20th century has been towards increased minimalism, which brings us to the one spot. Okay. Not since Beatlemania in the 60s has there been an obsession with the arts like that of Elias Dutoit's The One Spot. It's the reason you're all here. We've suffered a terrible loss, and hopefully we can try and make sense of that today. Why the obsession? It's a loose blue paper circle that sits in the middle of a large room. That's all it is. No, of course, I'm being facetious. Indeed, there's a hidden university painting in that spot. It's everything you want it to be and nothing at the same time. It's both concept and construction, void and full, a perpetual dichotomy. Yet, it's fragile, like life itself. It sits in the middle of the floor loose, like a piece of refuse. No glue or adhesive. Sometimes it's blown by the air conditioner. Sometimes when someone walks by at a brisk pace, it is pushed a centimeter in one direction or another. Interactivity, fluidity. These are large factors in the success of the piece, but also contributed to the ease of its theft. The thief was surely a criminal mastermind. You can see it in the precision of his movements as he carries out his cowardly insult to humanity. His cold-hearted calculation, careless handling of this national treasure. The police estimated that he had exactly a 5-second window to carry out this act, the precise moment of the security guard shift change. He must have watched the room for months, but yet, the police have reviewed the tapes and have yet to find a suspect. It would be difficult to identify anyone spending an abnormal length of time in the room, since so many of us visit the One Spot weekly at least. Which brings me to the point of this whole lecture. Who did it? What was the motive? Consider this quote. Movement is the only static, final, permanent, and certain thing. Static means transformation. We would so much like to own, think, or be something static, eternal, and permanent. However, our only eternal possession will be change. How beautiful it is to be transitory. How lovely it is not to have to live forever. Now, who said that? Tingley! Correct. John Tingley, the sculptor, whose most famous works, Homage to New York and Study for the End of the World #2, were both designed to self-destruct. And as you know, Elias Dutoit studied under Tingley in Bathroom. Dutoit has far surpassed Tingley in vision and popularity, and also considered himself a botanist early on. What if Dutoit has a further vision for the One Spot? At the Museum of Modern Art, the One Spot has freedom to move, and it's not a static piece, yet it is somewhat predictable and certain. In 1804, they hung Da Vinci's Mona Lisa in the Louvre, where it sits and thousands of people view it every day. But I'm not sure it's actually appreciated. I can't imagine Elias Dutoit wanting a similar fate to befall the One Spot. It would be unnatural, according to his mentor, for it not to progress, to move, to die. Is it possible that part of the art is its eventual demise? What if the One Spot could exist as nothing? What if, rather than a criminal mastermind studying the scene and executing a perfect crime, the theft was actually part of the exhibit? No, wait a second. Hey, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Hey, stop that. Think about it, people.
not true.
Ring, ring.
Yeah, I saw it. You're darn right I want to comment. It's a load of nonsense is what it is. The one spot was supposed to sit in that room in the Modern Art Museum until the end of time. I'm beyond tingly. Static is the only static. Things should stay right where they are. Things should stay right where they are. Yeah, I'm still here. No, that's it. No, just the once is fine. Okay, bye.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, the 5-second window. It's probably even more lax now that there's nothing to guard. All I've got to do is wait for the ship change, and I can drop the one spot right where I left it.
As long as you're still going to return it. I was worried you'd get the idea to let Elias take the blame for it. You know, Harrison's theory.
Yeah, right. Interesting. What if, we could...
Dan,
Okay. Kidding. I'm not a jerk.
that's what I like about you.
You like that I'm not a jerk?
Yes,
Go on.
that's it.
Oh. All right, well, I'll take it. And I like that you keep me honest.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think I'm doing the right thing about Antoine?
Sure, I mean, do you still love it? I mean, despite the affair?
Of course. I think once you love someone, there's an imprint, like sticking your thumb in Play-Doh.
Right, but, you can always remold the Play-Doh and make something else.
Right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you mean is that it's like potter's clay that you stick your thumb in and then you fire it in a kiln. Or maybe it's like poured concrete that you put your hand in and it dries and your hand is forever imprinted in the concrete and it says Antoine and Helen.
All right. It's like a lunar footprint that will stay forever and ever because there's no erosion and no wind or water in liquid form and gravity or whatever. How's that?
Well, not bad. But you seem to have forgotten the existence of meteorites. They could take out that footprint pretty easily with no lunar atmosphere, and then where are you?
Fine. My love for Antoine is like a footprint on the moon. There will be an imprint until a meteorite comes along and destroys it. Jerk.
Wait a minute, jerk? I thought the thing you liked about me was that I wasn't a jerk.
Now I like nothing about you. You know, we actually carved our name on an oak tree once.
You and Antoine? Is it still there?
I don't know. But it was funny. It wasn't like we meant it. It was more like, this is something couples do, and we're a couple, and, well, it felt like we were just trying to convince our friends. And they never said anything. But it was pretty obvious they weren't buying it.
And did you know from the beginning?
For years we had happiness within reach. Something we could have done differently. It was easier to
So, is it over?
It's over.
Then I would say yes. You're doing the right thing.
Well, thanks for the advice.
You know, I guess I was one of those friends.
Who saw it coming a long time ago? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought it would be a conflict of interest.
What? What do you mean? How?
Oh, hang on. That's Sergeant Officer. He wants me to come down to the station. You want to come down with me later to return the one spot at the museum? Shift changes at 7.
I'll meet you there at 6.
Sergeant Officer, you have a call on line 4.
Tell him I'll call right back. Hey, Dan, thanks for coming by again. You know, I've been thinking about it, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a doozy. Why don't you tell me what you have so far, and then I'll tell you what I have.
Oh, very simple. Nothing. We've got nothing. I thought for sure this would be a ransom situation, you know? The one spot. Dan, it's world famous. You can't sell this thing on the black market. Nobody would be caught dead with it. It's toxic.
But no ransom clause, huh?
No, none. You got anything?
Nothing. He didn't leave a trace. This guy's a real smooth operator. I've spoken to the usual suspects, and no one knows anything. Did you catch Harrison's lecture?
Well, of course. I'm a self-respecting contemporary art enthusiast, just like any other red-blooded American.
Well, then you know that Harrison's two main theories are that it was either a criminal mastermind or it was Detroit himself.
Right.
Well, I have a third theory. What if it was an accident?
You mean somebody accidentally stole the one spot? Now, Dan, how exactly would that happen?
Well, think about it. Let's say someone steps in gum on the street right before going into the museum, and say that that person they were preoccupied, or they were in a hurry to get somewhere, and they kind of ran through the one spot room, not even thinking about where he was, and then he stepped on the one spot, and it's stuck to his shoe, and what if there's just some guy out there right now walking around with the one spot on the bottom of his tennis shoe?
Okay. Think about what you're saying, Dan. I mean, what kind of an idiot wouldn't know he's in the one spot room? Dan, sure, it's just a large, plain white room with no distinguishing characteristics other than a free roaming paper circle somewhere in the room. But Dan, this is a sacred place. It's like walking into the Sistine Chapel and mistaking it for a freaking janitor's closet. Your theory just sounds impossible. I mean, it had to be intentional. Look, the guy was incognito, for Christ's sake. I like that you're thinking outside the box, but my advice would be go back to the drawing board.
All right, but hypothetically, let's say for a moment that this is the case. There's this guy out there with the one spot on the bottom of his shoe, and he's taken his shoes off last night, and he sees it, and he is absolutely horrified. The next day, he goes down to the museum and he returns it. What happens to this guy?
Honestly, I think the guy would be better off if he stole it. I think people are more forgiving with a thief than an idiot. Carelessness in a case like this is unforgivable, Dan. He'd be lucky if he got out alive.
Right, but don't they think they'd cut him a little slack? I mean, isn't it a little ridiculous for a small round piece of paper to be floating around a room unprotected?
You think that art is ridiculous?
Well, no, I'm just saying hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Okay, hypothetically. How about this? The one spot has been there in that room for over 20 years, unmolested, Dan. I want leads, not this freaking speculation. We need a primary suspect, if nothing else, to calm the masses on the verge of a riot.
Well, maybe whoever took it had a change of heart and they'll put it right back where it belongs.
Chance, come on. Sociopaths don't reform themselves overnight.
Or
All right.
maybe he's figured out that he can't sell it, and the only thing to do is return it.
Well, now that, my friend, is exactly what we're hoping for. We've got our entire surveillance team on that room. Anybody accidentally drops anything, a hair, a booger, the one spot, we're gonna see every second of it.
Huh. Good to know. Well, I guess it's back to the drawing board.
Give me a suspect, then.
Oh, you got it.
Welcome back to Channel 4 News. And now we go on location to Candace Biggs at Big Newton Stadium, presented by Nabisco City Bank.
Thanks, Gene. That's right. I'm here at Nabisco Fig Newton Stadium, where Professor Harrison just made some interesting pronouncements about the theft of the one spot. Excuse me, sir. You were just at Professor Harrison's lecture?
You're interrupting my tweet. Okay, so we couldn't get tickets. We had to watch from the Jumbotron outside the stadium, just like everyone else. But yeah, we watched the whole thing.
And?
And, well, obviously he stole it. Duh. Okay, I mean, the one spot is genius, and I'm absolutely devastated as that, believe me, just like everyone else. But Elias Dutoit is no longer a relevant artist, in my opinion. The one spot was the last thing he did of any importance. You know what? He's being a real stealing it like that. I mean, it belongs to the people. But the people have the one spot back.
Interesting. And what do you think, sir?
Yeah, it's art. It's like, whoa, like, oh man. Yeah, art.
Uh-huh.
So, it's like, man, like, it's gone and, like, art's such a fucking beautiful thing, and then it's ripped from the womb into the real world like a newborn baby. Like, I'm so sad. I've been drinking since I heard the news of this. That art belongs in a museum, homie. You hear me?
I hear you.
About what? What was the question?
Do you think Elias Dutoit stole the one spot as Professor Harrison hypothesized?
Yeah, like, he stole that.
And why do you think that?
Well, it's just logic. Like, the razor thing. Occam's razor. Occam's razor. That's the one. About the simple razor makes the close shave.
Indeed. From the Nabisco Fig Newton Stadium, I'm Candace Biggs. And now, a word from our sponsor.
They taste better than you think.
Elias, what brings you by? Professor Harrison is busy right now, but if you can hang on for a few minutes, we can squeeze you in. Wait, you can't go in now.
Harrison, I've got a bone to pick. Elias, come in. Sit down. I hope you're not too angry about my hypothesis earlier.
Not angry. Ben, you have marred my reputation.
Not necessarily, Elias. Don't be so dramatic. You're going to come out on top of the situation regardless. If people suspect you were the one who removed the spot, they'll think you're even more brilliant. Or if you were the hapless victim, there will be an outpouring of sympathy.
But I didn't take it. I have integrity, and my reputation is marred. This is not a publicity stunt.
My whole point was that art doesn't even have to exist to continue to be art. I'm sorry you think your reputation was damaged by my comments. I'm not an artist, Elias. I don't create. I'm an observer, a commentator. It's not my job to be right. I expand the dialogue and help people decide what to think about art.
Useless.
To you, yes, you're the creator. You don't have to worry about interpretation, but people don't like ambiguity. They don't want to have to decipher anything. They want me to explain to them what they should think. That's what I do.
But that has nothing to do with the actual art of the One Spot. It was stolen from the people who loved it.
So why don't you return it?
Because I didn't steal it!
I know, but it's a round piece of blue paper, for God's sake. Why don't you just make another one and drop it on the floor of the museum and everyone will be happy? Or don't. Or say you stole it and destroyed it because art. Do whatever you like. You do your job and I'll do mine.
I'm sorry, Ben. I didn't mean to take it out on you. It's just been a hard past couple of days. It's just that it's gone. You took the metro of my own boom. It gave a purpose to me. You and me. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Even if the thief returned it, how do you know it's not some crazed modern art fan who's out to preserve your reputation? Would you recognize the One Spot if you saw it?
Well, no. But it would probably look old.
Right. But you could soak it in black tea for a few hours and achieve that effect quite easily.
Right. Hey, I gotta go. I got an idea. This conversation never happened, Harrison.
My lips are sealed.
Especially the part where I was crying a second ago.
Of course.
Helen, change of plans.
We're not meeting in front of the museum at 6? Too late.
Okay, change of phase 2 of the plans.
What was phase 2?
The part where I returned the One Spot to the museum.
But
I know, but I met with Sergeant Officer earlier and he said they've got cameras and motion detectors everywhere now. There's no way I can drop it without getting caught.
so you're gonna keep it?
No. I was thinking of maybe asking you out for dinner after all this is over, assuming I'm not in jail and you and Antoine split and you think it'd be a good idea. You're not the type to go on a date with a dishonest man. We gotta figure out another plan. Help me brainstorm.
Of course.
Wait, of course what?
I'll help you brainstorm.
And dinner?
We'll see. If you do the right thing, maybe. I'll consider accepting free food from you. Where would you take me?
Well, I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't even decided to ask you yet.
Well, my acceptance will probably depend on which restaurant you have in mind.
Can I have a practice shot?
If I can have a practice answer, go.
Hey, Helen!
Dan.
Helen! Do you like things?
Things like what?
Things like food?
I like some things like food. Why do you ask?
Great. I like things and things like food too. Oh, say, I suppose that means we have something in common.
I suppose it does.
In that case, maybe we should both go get food since we like it.
Together?
Yes. We could go together to get food. That would be great. What do you say?
You still haven't told me where you're going to take me.
Well, I mean, it was just a practice shot.
I'm not sure I could resist an offer like that.
Okay, great. I'll keep that in mind if I decide to ask for real, if I'm not in jail or something. Meanwhile, back to brainstorming. Okay, how's it going on the brainstorming front?
I got nothing. You?
I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
Mr. Dutois?
Shh! I'm incognito. What are you doing here? I'm here to prove that I didn't steal my own damn art. You didn't. I know. Thanks. Everyone seems to think I was involved somehow. You weren't involved. I know.
Dan?
Shh, it's fine. Listen, Mr. Dutois, I have a confession. You have a confession? Me first. Some psycho stole my art, but in order to preserve my reputation, I had to make another one spot. I had to cut out another damn blue spot and wrinkle it up and make it look like an old blue spot so no one would notice. The first one took me all 5 minutes to make. This one, though, I've spent all afternoon on. Now, I'm about to go drop it off in the one-spot room so the one spot can return and I can maintain my reputation as a relevant artist.
Why are you telling us this?
We're just normal people. So what if you go to the papers with my confession? It's provocative. And some people will believe you, but I'm the artist, so most people will believe my story over yours. I took the one spot. You what? Look, here you go.
No, man, I took it.
No, I took
one spot.
No, I took it.
Oh, I just made my
Hello, excuse me, Candace Biggs, Channel 4 News. We received an anonymous tip that the thief who stole the one spot was going to return it to the museum tonight. Are one of you the thief?
It was me!
It couldn't have been all of you. Is this a joke?
No! It was me! Wait a minute!
Real dumb.
Wait a minute!
Oh,
Wait.
Mr. Dutois, roll camera.
Rolling! Thanks for coming, Candace. And I wanted to thank my fellow artists for joining me today for the unveiling of the new phase of the one spot. The one spot. Needle in a haystack. These artists here have all made their own versions of the one spot, which will be deposited in the one spot room along with my own newest version of the one spot. And I invite all of you art fans out there to bring your own one spots down to the Museum of Modern Art. From now on, when you visit the museum, you can bring your own one spot. Or take a one spot with you when you go. Or you can just hang out in a room full of one spots. Maybe one of them is the original one spot. Maybe it's a reproduction. No one will know. Art is always in flux. Art is not meant to be cherished, it's meant to be experienced. Art dies when it sits there on the wall. The one spot is not that kind of art. It was always meant to transcend, and that, my friends, is what we're doing today. Let's go!
But Mr. Dutois, what happened to the original? Was it actually stolen?
Candace, that's not important. I think everyone will come safely to their own conclusions.
But earlier, you were quoted as saying,
Art is mysterious at times, and as an artist, I am as fluid as my work. We are all in a constant state of transformation, and I am no exception. Let that supplant my previous quotation, if you will.
okay. Well, there you have it, folks. A News 4 exclusive. Mr. Dutois is about to unveil the second phase of the one spot, now called the one spot, needle in a haystack. I'm Candace Biggs, Channel 4 News.
Nice work, Candace. And tonight, we saw an enormous response to Mr. Dutois' new phase of the one spot. People are lining up around the block to see the exhibit and take a lead on one spot of their own. And I'll be honest here, people, I'm just an average modern art fan. I get societal concepts of statements that are nuanced and minimalism and all that. Sometimes I think it gets a little too high a concept, and I see right through it to just a bitter, sad artist. But here, ladies and gentlemen, we have a truly joyous artistic expression. It's naked, it's bare with just the right touch of self-deprecation. It's the kind of art this newscaster can get behind, and the kind of exhibit you can appreciate at any age. Kudos, Mr. Dutois, well done. And now, a word from our sponsor.
If you've never tried it, how do you know you don't like it?
That's my story. Not much to it. I dropped the real one spot in the one spot needle in the haystack exhibit along with the rest of them. It might still be there. It might have been swapped out. Who knows? Had I been caught, it would have been real bad news. But as luck would have it, sometimes art has to evolve, even if by an unfortunate accident. Maybe a better man would have confessed right away, and maybe a better man would have put the...
All right, sir. Your turn is over. There's a really long line of people here, and they've been waiting for hours. Thank you for being a part of the Museum of Prison Confessions at the Museum of Modern Art, and have a good day. Next in line, please, enter Elias Dutoit's exhibit, Prison Confessions, where you can tell us the worst thing you've ever done and gotten away with, but sometimes wish maybe you hadn't. You can free yourselves from the prison in your mind. You're in a judgment-free, penalty-free zone. Next!
Sue?
Not bad. I left in the middle to go get a cup of coffee, but the part I heard was really something.
But me confessing was the one condition of you agreeing to go to dinner with me.
I never said I had to listen to the whole thing. I was there while it was happening. I know the story already.
Well, so if you make a confession and no one hears it, does it still count?
The guy behind you in line probably heard it, and I heard most of it. And besides, now you've met your contractual obligation.
Yeah?
Of course. You can buy me dinner now.
And Antoine?
We've separated. He moved out. I think he moved in with the redhead.
And you don't mind being seen with an unintentional art thief?
An unintentional art thief, or the man who single-handedly revived the career of Elias Dutoit.
Perhaps, but no one knows that but the two of us. And him, I guess.
What a shame. It would be such a nice answer to, how did you two guys get together?
Well, we'll just have to think of another story. We found each other on a cool autumn evening, walking alone, going opposite direction.
I heard you sneeze, I said, God bless you.
It was only a cough, we weren't sure of the protocol.
We concluded that you don't need to say anything except cover your mouth, please.
And really it's best to cough into your sleeve so you don't spread your germs. You said,
I already know.
it could have happened, they weren't there. Doesn't mean to be true to be good.
We walked together in that cool autumn evening. Conversation shifted to interest from etiquette.
We have a lot of big things in common, compatible signs, some of her friends I'd already met.
It started pouring, we ran for shelter, but lightning struck a tree, could have landed right on top of us.
At the last minute I pulled you out of the way, into my arms, into our first embrace.
It could have happened, they weren't there.
Doesn't need to be true to be good.
The truth is stranger, but will remain a secret kept.
There's a 20-year statute of limitations for art theft.
We found each other on a cool autumn evening. I walked you home, changed my direction.
Soaking wet, shaking, but it quit raining.
So we walked slow, and as the fear faded,
We talked of how to end this strange night of fate, chance, and near-death experience.
kiss too soon, a handshake too formal.
We decided on a side hug, but it came out normal.
you take your blindfolds off. I want to introduce you to the cast of the One Spot here. We have David Gilden, Professor David Gilden as Professor Ben Harrison and trumpet. We have Lauren Gould on piano. We have Tom Crail on, he was Gene, the newscaster, and on bass. We have Derek Hansen on drums and Sergeant Officer. We have Joe Egnott on accordion and Elias Detrois, creator of the One Spot. We have Laura Freeman on baritone and Helen. We have Eddie Leewald on Dan. We have Kara Fulberg on clarinet and Candace Biggs. We hope you enjoyed this. We have CDs for sale of the whole show. In the back for $10. We have posters that are signed by the cast for $5. We have Nabisco Fig Newtons for free back there from our wonderful sponsor. Thanks so much.
They're not really Nabisco figures.
So